Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Oplerno on recruiting students. We hope to have a nice discussion today about recruiting students. I've asked Dan Kirk to join me to give his input because he works with students and he's one of our co-founders. And I hope that we'll have an interesting discussion. We have time for questions at the end, but don't hesitate to ask them. We'll respond to as many questions as we can. We have about 30 minutes, so we'll have plenty of time for questions at the end. We have got a lot of things to tell you, but some interesting things. So what we want to cover today is why do you, as the professor, need to recruit students for your course? Where are your students that if you're recruiting them? And what tools can you use to recruit your students? So why do you need to recruit your students? Well, you know your students best. We don't know any of your students. We don't know their interests. We haven't been in contact with them. Based on your current students, that people who are currently interested in the subject you teach, you know people who will be most attracted to your subject. And you know your subject best, so you'll be able to type in the right search terms and the right go to the right places where you know people will hang out who are interested in your subject and who are interested in learning more. So you're the expert when it comes to your students and your subject, and we're only here to help you to promote your course. Now, you could promote it just like any events or any product sale that you were doing, or you could promote it to fit the student's perspective. So asking yourself the question, why should I, as a student, sign up for your course? What's in it for me to take your course? And how will it affect me? How will I benefit as a student to take your course? And these are very important questions to ask yourself, especially when you try to figure out what in your course is the thing that is going to most attract students. So Dan, with your experience with students, what do you think that's one of the most important things is that people should pay attention to?
Yeah, I think students first try to fill the traditional college student is first trying to fill the requirements. Electives are surely a part of most college education experiences. However, you can't get a degree on electives alone, nor can you kind of build skills in a field or a discipline. So students definitely try to fill requirements so that they can finish their degree in a timely manner. A lot of students will ask, how hard is it, or what do I get out of it? What's the teacher like? And so that's student by student. Some students are in college just because it's the next thing in line. Some students are in college because they've worked harder on this than most anything in their life, and they're sort of at another level of earning their degree. So, if you're teaching a calculus class or a writing class, something that's sort of a broader, maybe intro level course, you're probably going to help students fill requirements. General education requirements towards their degree. However, if you're teaching something a little more refined in a discipline like a higher level philosophy course or a higher level physics course, you're going to have a smaller pool of students to pull from. However, those niche students, or maybe not so much niche, but further along in their degree and college experience, those students are maybe more easily targeted since they have a certain set of parameters surrounding their education. And I think this would be a good time to note how faculty can use the marketplace listing with Oplerno to describe their course. So within your profile for each course, there's a description section where you give your kind of pitch, your short blurb, however you want to frame that. There's a syllabus section where you paste in your syllabus, format it to look good on the site, which gives students an idea of, the week by week, your policies, your teaching philosophy, your course structure. as well as the subjects and skills fields on the profile page that allow you to tell the student where your course falls, maybe in the more traditional discipline sense, and also what skills they can expect to both use in the course and take away from the course.
But of course, before a student would visit the profile page, your profile page, or your course page on the marketplace, we first need to attract the students, actually get them to come to the marketplace, and without them having any way of knowing where they have to go to be able to sign up, or where they have to go to be able to read up on it, is of course difficult for students to even know about that a course is coming out. We have a certain amount of reach, and as you know, Dan, instructor or a professor or a lecturer also has a certain amount of reach. Give us a second, Dan. Could you continue? Sorry about that. The wonders of working at home.
Okay.
No, so one of the points, of course, that I don't know if you covered it just now, Dan, which is very important, is to think of where your students actually are. I mean, before they are able to visit your course listing or your profile, you have to find where they're currently hanging out and where you can best reach them, and you'll have a number of and as you know your students best, or at least we hope you know your students best, you should know approximately where you can find them, or at least good methods that you could use to find them, which of course include Google, or specifically targeting them on keywords, or other things using Google. I mean, there are a lot of tools to be able to find where your students are, or to get into places where your students are. The most important, of course, is word of mouth. Word of mouth, to be able to spread it, you have depending on the audience you have. You might have a popular Twitter or Facebook or Google Plus page or another social media page, although many of you won't. But this is a good way to attract your students, or to get people to come and have a look at your course. And you might have kept up with all students and alumni who are interested in learning more, who haven't had the opportunity. They finished university still with a lot of questions, and they want to now get back into the subject matter that interested them most. And so they might still want to, or so they would be interested in taking more courses or further courses with you. And of course, almost everybody will know somebody in their direct network who is extremely interested and will always discuss these things with you, and actually quite interested in at learning from you, where you've never actually had time to sit down with them and go through it, and so you could go through it with them in an education environment. So.
And just to add to, so word of mouth means both the online sort of person-to-person connection and action of sharing information, but it also, just because Oplerno's platform is online education doesn't mean you can't recruit people face-to-face in real life. So if there are, say for a professional, someone who teaches a course in fields like speech therapy, or perhaps even writing courses, anything that's more heavily skill-based, and again in a certain discipline, that can be beneficial to folks who are required to have continuing education credits for their profession. So targeting groups, maybe professional groups, societies, things people belong to within their discipline and profession, to keep up with what's going on, around the country, around the world, wherever they are. Targeting and maybe using those avenues. If you're a member of those organizations, or you have access to perhaps advertising or getting the word out with an article in a newsletter, using those kind of avenues will also help recruit students who may not be the traditional, young adult college or university student. However, they're just as much a student as anyone who's willing to learn.
Yeah, and you raise a very good point there, Dan, about creating articles and in newsletters. This actually plugs into our tool number 2, which is called content marketing, which is creating something and attracting people based on the articles that you write, or based on either a list that you create, funny articles you write, recording videos, and other ways that you're engaging with potential students. And of course, anything that you create, or any blog posts you write, or any articles, newsletters you're in, we also will help you promote them, and will also help you to get your articles spread out even farther than merely 1 or 2 newsletters to be in. So we can actually help you get a further reach that you currently have. Currently, we're experimenting with say a BuzzFeed style of articles with one of our instructors. These are the type of articles that you'll see posted on Facebook all the time. Where we're going more for our subject matters. So say some examples are five ways to win at existentialism arguments, or 100 ways to fail at calculus, and 1 way to win. 6 artists who will blow your mind for the art course under us, or 5 comics that will make you a better writer. Something that will engage people in a new way with their subject matter, and may either be funny, or they can be serious. That's whatever your writing style. It's not very important in which style you write it, but very important to write an engaging article, or something that people will enjoy reading, and never be afraid to change things as they go along, as you get input also from outside to change an article. I've discussed it only yesterday with one of our instructors, who said, "But if we're going to post it in a lot of places, will we easily be able to change it and update it as we get critique from people, or get even funnier or good comments about the article?" Of course, we'll make sure that we're able to edit it and keep it up to date, and as up to date as you need it, until your course actually until your course is launched and goes online, and students start coming in. And some of our faculty, I mentioned videos of Adrianus Warmhof. I don't know if you've seen it come by. It's one of our popular videos that we've posted a number of times, and have got quite a number of likes on YouTube. He created an introduction, or he's creating an introduction to hacking hack everything, an introduction to becoming Homo Universalis. And he created an extremely funny video using really basic tools. Didn't even have himself in the video. Just a very simple animation, so that he could promote his course. And just by publishing the animation, having us publish it as well, people started to write to us and ask them if they could sign up before he'd even written 1 letter of his course. So promotion starts from even before you started writing your course, and during your course, certainly. When the information is freshest, you can of course or create articles which are associated, which are far better.
And using tools like a video or these BuzzFeed style, numbered lists with a goal sort of in mind, or some exposure in mind, can even help you begin to know if your course is viable. I mean, it's not going to be the threshold test of yes or no, because there are tons of reasons the course would be viable or not. However, like Adrianus's course, the video engaged folks before he even started writing the course, which only makes you realize, yes, I should be developing this course. It's a good course that provides something that students want, and it can sort of both invigorate you to continue building it, as well as give you an idea of how much, how it can reach an audience, that the audience is engaged and interested, and start building some buzz before you even open the doors. Just like sort of teasing a product release where folks are lining up the night before it's even come out to buy it or to get it. So think about exposing in a sort of like a Oplerno kind of we do. It sort of are overly transparent. We share most of the conversations we have because we feel that bringing everyone else into the fold allows our ideas to develop more quickly, and us to build an audience and a community, through information sharing.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is that the amount of feedback we get on it, whether it's a critique on grammar or critique on other things, is immensely valuable, and it helps us every single time that we create a new article or a new video to really increase the quality and to make sure that people can really engage with what we're doing and what we're saying as well. And this is one very important thing that at least one thing that I find really important and really valuable in this, that we can. It helps us improve every single time. And as you give your course multiple times after the first time you've given your course, you'll see that every single time, the more experience you become with promoting your course, the easier it will become, the less work it will become. Initially, of course, there'll be a certain amount of work that you have to put in, even if it's only to create all the copy and all the material that you need that you're sending to people. But as the time goes on, it becomes far easier to be able to spread the word on these things. So that brings me to important tool number 3, which is answering questions. So if we assume that you know where your students are and you know who your students are, then one great way to engage with people is to answer the questions. So people have always got questions, whether it's on art or on existentialism or on being an online student or thousands of other subjects that we hope to be teaching. There are always people with questions, and being able to see the type of questions that they're asking, and also to be able to answer those questions will also help you to better hone your course, in my opinion, for one. But it will also help you to promote your course. If they see that you're an expert in this matter, they will not automatically, but they will become attracted to perhaps learning more from you and going beyond just asking a couple of simple questions on calculus or on a different subject, to actually engaging with the material and coming to visit your course as well. There are examples. For your specific subject matter, I of course can't give examples because there are so many that we currently have. But in general, things that we like to use are Quora, and I'll put the links in the description below at the end. Quora forums, so we find fora where students hang out, where faculty members hang out, or where people who have an interest in education hang out. For Oplerno, and we go there, answer questions, look at what people are asking, and tailor our answers and the things that we're doing to the questions that people have and to the inquiries that people have.
I think it's important to note we do recognize that teachers are attracted to teaching and to being instructors and professors because that's the passion. It's teaching, students helping spread knowledge, increasing the amount of knowledge in the world, and helping that get better. And we know you didn't get into teaching most likely to be a marketer or to market your courses. However, marketing in this way, I don't see it as mutually exclusive to teaching. Your audience isn't set like a traditional class might be, but that's part of the challenge of spreading the information that your class exists, that an organization like Oplerno exists, exposing people to the new ideas that we are creating and approaching and trying to build, and I guess sort of taking the marketing challenge as a teaching approach. And you know, it's not like a traditional lecture or set of weeks where you have information set forth that people expect to hear from you, but it is still spreading knowledge, it is still spreading ideas, it is constantly refining the ideas we have. And I do think teachers, while they didn't maybe get that communications degree or that advertising, marketing, business sort of approach to it, you are the type of folks that people listen to, and that gives you a voice in spreading the word about your course and helping that marketing, recruiting, exposure piece build behind you.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you, Dan. I'm so excited to see what will come out from our faculty, because I really see that they know their subject matter best, and they know their students best. And the examples that I've seen of faculty members who've come to us who've in some way started to do this or have been doing this for a while are really exciting. I mean, really explosive. If we take the example of Dr. Sadler, seeing what he's doing within the philosophy, within philosophy is spreading the knowledge, and really amazing. And I get really excited when I see a video of his, or if I see something posted by him, because I know that he's really he's not only working for Oplerno, but he's working for the good of the spread of his subject. Which makes me happy. I love philosophy. So. Okay, I think we have time for questions, but I haven't seen any questions being posted yet. So if you would like to post a question, we're on Twitter at Oplerno, and I think it's in my below. In my lower half, and of course if you're watching this on YouTube, you can post your questions there. Okay, we haven't got any questions at the moment, so I'd like to ask you, Dan, what do you think is going to be one of the challenges for people recruiting students?
Depends on what angle we're going from. We are new. We are building a track record. We are building a reputation. And every one of our faculty members' reputations is inherently intertwined with the one we're building. I believe, and I know Rob and Daniel also believe, that we have a really impressive group of instructors and professors coming to us with great ideas that are viable courses for students to get credit. I think it might be for a lot of our faculty instructors is the uphill battle of shifting into a self-promotion sense, and I don't mean that in a shallow way at all, but only in the way that nobody will know your course exists if we can't all tell them about it. And you know, we have over 120 courses being built. We're going to it's ever increasing weekly, if not daily. And the more courses we have, the harder it will be for Oplerno to help, you know, on a one-on-one basis. That's just the reality of the scaling that's going to happen. So by embracing this idea that you are part of your own success in many ways, including the spread of the knowledge that your course exists, that sort of mind shift for folks who are used to maybe a school hosting their class with a group of students who are in a degree program, and that's just, it's part of what the students take, shifting that to kind of cutting out on an entrepreneurial venture, which we are, and each faculty member is, as they build their own sort of reputation as an instructor who owns their own content and courses, cutting out on that entrepreneurial angle, doing the self-promotion, creating lists like the BuzzFeed list that we mentioned, getting in front of a camera, and just putting yourself out there, because ultimately what the two things that are going to attract students to your course are your content and you. And that's not necessarily inherently sort of on the mind of an instructor before a course starts, but it is going to be a huge part of the success of your course, and then ultimately Oplerno being around to help you provide that opportunity to students and yourself to teach those courses. So, you know, it's kind of a positive feedback loop. As we promote you, you promote yourself, and that promotes Oplerno. And then, you know, we're constantly attracting more students, building sort of a snowball effect of growth. So I think to parse that down to a sentence, it's the uphill battle and the threshold of becoming a self-promoting entrepreneur for the courses that faculty are creating.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I don't seem we don't seem to have gotten any questions, so I'm going to assume that it was reasonably clear what we explained. If you do have any questions, and
Greg Sadler just tweeted, "I think you're right. Faculty tend to be uncomfortable with what they feel to be, quote, self-promotion. Perhaps a discussion workshop," which I think leads into what Daniel was about to mention.
Yeah. Exactly. I was going to mention. Thank you, Dr. Sadler. We come approximately to the end. I want to say, remind you that in 2 weeks' time, I think it is, we'll be organising Woodblock, a conference, and some of these topics will come up, and you'll get a good chance, especially within your degree group, if you're working with a degree group, to talk about some of these subjects, also about not just promoting the degree, but also promoting your own courses and how you can work together to cross-promote each other's courses. And I think there's a good opportunity there for you to work together and discuss these things and see who can help each other with what, and collaborate on, especially on articles or blog posts. There's a good opportunity to go there. And I've really enjoyed this, and I think it was really valuable. So I think that next time, and also to jump in on Dr. Sadler's tweet, that we discuss recruiting students again, in maybe 2 weeks after Woodblock. So in about approximately 4 weeks' time, we hold another discussion, and we invite people in to actually come and discuss this with us in a combined discussion. So if that seems like a great idea, then please we'll post it on invite on Facebook and Google Plus, and you'll be able to join us next time. Okay, so that's the end of my prepared text. all that's remaining is for me to wish you or to thank you, and to wish you a very good day, and I hope that at least we were valuable. We delivered some information that you found valuable. Dan?
That's all I've got too. Thanks for watching, and hopefully this kind of sparks the conversation to get folks excited about promoting their courses.
Cool. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.